Man, what's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, man. J. Willie Silly, man. A.K.A. Mr. Take It Easy. For you, dollar easy. But, hey, man, make sure y'all follow my Instagram, man, and Twitch in the description down below. And like I said, my Discord link is in the description down below. You know what I'm saying? For everybody that still want to join the Madden 25 franchise, bro. Because like I said, y'all, we in the second season, third season. You know, finna be on the way to first season. Your nigga won the Super Bowl, man. I'm the champ. You know what I mean? So a lot of people in the league kind of mad right now because I'm the champ. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to send me no trades. Niggas want to do me dirty. But one thing about Jay finds a way to win. Good game for my boy Quan, man. Quan. Good game, Nick. You know what I'm saying? But I just came on top. You know what I'm saying? I'm the man to beat. Not Quan. Me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the man to beat. You feel me? I got what everybody want. Hey, Quan. Come get something, buddy.
Pay attention to the little girl in the blue shirt. To someone walking by, this might look like a normal interaction. A father stopping at a gas station with his daughter and buying her a drink. But notice how she is keeping her distance from the man, crossing her arms, and avoiding eye contact with him. Behind this security footage is a disturbing secret. She calls this man dad, but he is not her father.
I've got a little girl here with a tall gentleman, and she looks so much like this Shasta, and we're not sure, you know. I don't know.
It's just awfully weird to me. The girl looks exactly like the little girl.
It's July 2nd, 2005. Almost 2 months ago, 8-year-old Shasta Groney and her brother Dylan disappeared near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and there's been a killer on the loose ever since.
I don't think anything prepared me for the experience in the Groney murder investigation.
It's the type of case that I go home and have nightmares about.
He would pass by a location that clearly children lived there.
He sees Shasta playing in the front yard. He surveils the house.
He had thought about everything.
You know what niggas do to you in prison? Do you know what niggas do to you?
But at just 8 years old,
do you know what I do to you?
An obsessed serial killer and make sure he will never terrorize anyone again.
Shasta had an amazing ability to control him. It was Shasta that orchestrated her own rescue.
Just outside of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, 8-year-old Shasta Groney lives with her 2 older brothers, Dylan and Slade, her mom Brenda, and Brenda's boyfriend, Mark. Shasta's parents divorced when she's only 2 years old, and they don't have much money, but they enjoy their life as a tight-knit family.
My mom loved music. We were just dancing around the living room, and she always wanted to cook and have food on the table every night when everyone was home, and I helped her cook a lot.
Shasta and her 9-year-old brother Dylan are inseparable. They often spend their time with their family going camping, fishing, and playing outside together.
I've never met anybody in my life that was like him. He was friends with the kids that got picked on, but then he was also super popular. He was my best friend.
No one could imagine.
Little bro got killed, man. Dang, bro. Little weird, I'll be trying to tell y'all, bro. I'll be saying y'all be out here, bro. Be well alert, bro. Cause you got weirdos like this, bro, roaming around, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be saying, bro. Like, I reacted to, you know, the little girl, like, you know, the Amber Alert. I reacted to her junk, bro. That junk was sad, bro. She was just outside, you know, playing one day, you know what I'm saying? And then next minute, you know, she disappeared like that. That's what I'm saying with me, bro. I'm not going to be strict, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not going to have my kids closed in, but I'm going to be very protective, bro, of my kids, bro. Like, this world is going to get more evil and evil, bro. You're going to have tons of shit, bro. Man, I'm telling you, man, God, bro, I don't know what I'd do, bro, if my daughter ever got kidnapped, bro. I'm just like, bro, I'm
what was in store for the Groney family. At 6 a.m. on May 16th, 2005, Shasta is sleeping in her room when her mom frantically wakes her up.
She had actually come into the room and said that there's a man here that doesn't want us to be here.
Shasta tries to understand what's happening. She follows her mom into the living room where she sees a man with a shotgun. At first, Shasta thinks he's a police officer, but when he tells them to lie face down on the ground and uses zip ties and duct tape to bind their hands together, she realizes that something is horribly wrong.
My stepdad Mark had said, "We don't have money." We were hearing bangs, and then he was screaming and yelling.
One by one, the man beats Mark, Brenda, and Slade, attacking them each with a hammer.
Dang.
I was in the house with my family members, and I didn't know if they were dead or not.
Next, he turns to the two youngest kids, Shasta and Dylan, but he has different plans for them.
He grabbed me, picked me up, and took me into the backyard and laid me under the tree next to my brother.
The kids have no idea what the attacker is going to do to them or why they've been separated from the rest of their family. Suddenly, their brother Slade stumbles out of the house, injured, but desperately trying to escape. The man chases after him and beats him more. When he stops, Slade is barely alive.
He was sitting on the picnic table, and he was just, sitting up, and then he just laid down.
The man puts the two youngest kids in the car. They can only watch in horror as they drive away, not sure of the fate of the rest of their family. He drives them almost 100 miles away to a remote campground outside St. Regis, Montana, in the Lolo National Forest, where he reveals what he did.
He grabbed a hammer. He said, "See this hammer? This is the hammer that I murdered your mom and your stepdad and your brother with." And he was like, "They're not alive and you're never going to see them again."
Back at the house, a neighbor stops by, planning on dropping in for a quick visit. But as soon as he sees the home, he calls the police immediately.
I went to the door to pay the little kid $10 for mowing the lawn, and there's blood all over the door. Nobody comes through the door.
Police arrive, discovering the worst crime they've ever seen.
I don't think anything prepared me for the experience in the Droney murder investigation.
We have a homicide scene with one adult male, one adult female, and one juvenile male. Our main concern right now are the two children we cannot find.
They discover the bodies of Brenda Groney, her boyfriend Mark McKenzie, and her 13-year-old son Slade. Before he died, Slade found the strength to pull himself back in the house to be with his mom, and his body is found right next to hers. There's no sign of the two youngest children, Dylan and Shasta. Investigators search around the property.
Imagine that, bro. Imagine like a little kid and you seeing that, bro. Imagine that, bro. That's something, bro, you can never forget about. That's something that's like, bro, nightmares. Like, bro, you seen your mom get killed. You seen your brother last moments. You seen your pops get like, bro, that's crazy.
Desperate for anything that could help lead them to the kids.
You literally hurting people just because you're playing out evil. And that's why I be saying demonic, bro, just demonic, used by demons, bro. You know what I'm saying? This demonic and evil world that we live in, bro. This is what I be saying right here, bro. You got people that just be roaming around here, just want to kill people just to kill. Man, this man just killed them folks for no reason. That's what I be saying, y'all. Get a gun. This is exactly what I be talking about. Get a gun. You do not need ops, bro, to die. You don't have to, a lot of people, when you say get a gun, a lot of people responsible here. I don't have no ops. Nobody's trying to kill me. Bro, you know how many stories I did like this? Real life. This ain't fake, nigga. This real life. Real, nigga. I gotta slap you in your face, nigga, to just, it's like some people just out of tune with reality. It's like niggas think life a movie, like life a game. Nigga, this is real life, nigga. Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, them killers, real. This ain't no made up fiction, nigga. You know what I'm saying? People in their heads be crazy, bro. Like, for real, it's like gang.
Also check with other family and friends, hoping they weren't home.
Get a gun or something, bro. Like, nigga had a gun in the crib, bro, would have avoided all that. Okay, yeah, he had a shotgun, but at least you can shoot it out with a nigga. At least the nigga will be thinking twice. Oh, nah, this nigga got a gun, so I'm gonna leave this house right here. You feel me? I feel like everybody should have a gun, bro. Word is bond, bro. I feel like everybody should have a gun. I don't care who you are. Simple. I don't care if you're the nicest woman in the world, nicest man in the world, man. Get a gun.
Abductions. It's a family member who kidnapped them. Police approach Dylan and Shasta's dad, Steve. He admits to having a fight with his ex-wife just a couple days earlier about the custody of the kids. He also makes a plea on the news that draws suspicion.
I'd like to address my children's abductors or abductor. Please release my children safely. They had nothing to do with any of this.
It sounds as if the children's father might know something about the attack. Police give Steve a polygraph test. When they ask if he knows where the kids are, there is a fluctuation. He fails the test.
Nigga, oh, so you, hold on. You paid the nigga to kill your wife or something?
Continues to say he knows nothing. Investigators use computer
You just said they had nothing to do with this. What you mean had nothing to do with this? So it sounded to me like you paid like a hit or something. That's how it sounds. Like you paid for a nigga to off your wife or something.
Forensics to determine that he was at his home at the time of the murders, and they clear him from suspicion.
It is back to square one in the search for 2 Idaho children missing since Monday.
Police are following up hundreds of tips in their search for Shasta and Dylan Groney.
With 2 kids missing and a killer on the loose, fear is spreading through the community. Police issue an Amber Alert, and residents of Coeur d'Alene are doing all they can to help. Thousands of tips come in, but nothing makes sense. Investigators don't think this could be a random attack. None of the family's valuables were stolen, and the crime seems very personal.
The fact that the bodies were so beaten up so badly, it made the crime appear to be a crime of passion.
You begin to think about who could have been so angry at this family to want to inflict such injury on these people.
Shasta and Dylan lost 3 family members.
That's what I be saying, cuz. Like, you don't be knowing who have a problem with you, bro. That's why I say, bro, don't ever tell nobody where y'all live, but you don't know who got a problem with you, boy. Oh, God, you forget about things. That's why I saying the niggas I beat down in high school, nigga, I'm just still... You know, you can't forget about them niggas. Them niggas probably still think about that beat down. You know what I'm saying? Nigga probably still think about that beat down. When I catch this nigga Jay, man, I'm gonna do some harm to that nigga. Yeah, let that nigga see me now. I beat a lot of butt. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna cuss, but like I said, I'm working with God and them. You know what I'm saying? But I beat them. You feel me? So that's how I be thinking, like, oh, you know, nigga, I ain't forget about you, nigga. I see you in public, nigga, I'm looking at you. What's up? What it is? You feel me? I'm looking at you. I ain't finna be like, oh, that was in high school. Nah, nigga. That's how I think. So I think different from niggas. I think the niggas I beat up in high school probably still think about, oh, man, if I catch the nigga Jay, I'm off in that nigga. You don't know who got, but you don't know who, like, you don't know if the stepdad probably did something to somebody. You don't know if the stepdad probably did something to that nigga. You know what I'm saying? The mama probably rejected him. Oh, bro, you just don't know, cuz. You feel me? A lot of y'all people, bro, you know what I'm saying, be beating on folks, be doing stuff to folks, bro. You forget about that nigga. That nigga ain't forget about that. You feel me? But that's why I said, hey, the husband was like, hey, you know, they had nothing to do with this, bro. Nobody caught that when that man said that. Please release him. They had nothing to do with this.
A few hours. Now, all they have is each other, and they're trapped with a murderer where no one can see or hear them. Their abductor doesn't even give them time to grieve the loss of their family, as he immediately begins to abuse them at the campsite and in a nearby cabin.
He got really mad, started throwing things. He took more of his anger out on Dylan and was really mean to him.
He would abuse him and then make me watch. And then if I cried, then he would abuse him worse.
One night, their kidnapper takes the abuse to another level as he begins to play twisted mind games with them. He tells them they will be able to go back home if they do what he asks. He even has them write letters to their family, suggesting they might come back.
Dear Dad, I miss you very much, and me and Dylan know what happened to Mom.
Demon, bro.
And we both feel very sorry for them, and we both miss you and Jesse and Vance, and we might see you guys again.
They come to kill, steal, and destroy.
Dylan and Shasta think their nightmare might come to an end soon, but the letters are never sent. It was just another cruel way the kidnapper manipulated them.
He just wanted us to believe that there was a chance that we would live or that we'd get out safe. I think after a certain amount of time, Dylan had started to lose hope that it was going to turn out good for him.
With every second the kids are missing, there's a lower chance of finding them alive. Police desperately continue to look for leads. They learn about a barbecue that happened at the house the day before the murders. They find a fingerprint on the door that matches a man who was at the gathering, Robert Lutner. He has a criminal record, and he allegedly owed Brenda and Mark money. Finding a possible motive, investigators try to talk to Lutner, but they can't find him. Adding to the suspicion, his parole officer says he left town just after the murders. However, when Lutner contacts his parole officer and hears that police want to speak with him, he immediately comes back on his own.
If somebody's going to turn themselves in that quickly, it's either going to be somebody who's feeling so much remorse for what they have done and they want to confess to it, or it's somebody that is completely innocent and wants to get it off their back.
They question him for hours. He denies having anything to do with it, and he offers to take a lie detector test. He passes. Police don't find anything suspicious, and they rule him out. As every clue in the investigation leads to a dead end, Shasta begins to realize that their captor has no plans to let them go. But she and Dylan depend on each other, and as she sees her older brother lose hope, Shasta knows she needs to stay strong to give him the courage to go on.
I said, I promise that we're gonna make it out alive. That was my way of comforting my brother, just letting him know that like we would never stop fighting.
The kids lean on each other to help get through the trauma, but the abuse is far from over. The man begins forcing drugs and alcohol on them, and when he believes they're under the influence, he would freely tell horrifying stories of what he did to other children. He had no clue that the 8-year-old girl would remember everything and eventually use it to take him down.
He very vividly and in detail described the murders of 2 sisters from Seattle, Amija White and Carmen. He would tell us the way that he had done it, where he had placed their bodies. When he had started telling us about the murders, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna pretend like I'm drinking this.
As Shasta learns about the man's past crimes, she comes up with a plan. She knows he feels some kind of connection to her, and she decides to use that against him by acting like she's his friend.
I would ask questions about his life, ask him about his family, and could I meet them one day?
It was a conscious thing, like I need to make him think that I love him or that I want to be here with him.
At first, her questions seem to be working. The man even starts acting a little nicer to them, but a month into the kidnapping, things take an even more tragic turn. The captor had told the kids that if they caught a squirrel, they would be able to go home. It keeps returning to the campsite, just out of reach. Finally, Dylan is able to catch the squirrel. After completing the challenge the man gave them, they have new hope that this all might be coming to an end. They think their abductor is having them pack up to go back, but again, he lied to them, and Shasta's brief moment of relief with Dylan immediately comes crashing down.
I had just given him a hug, and so I was holding his hand, and I heard a loud bang. And then I felt my brother's hand slip from mine.
I couldn't even say anything, like I couldn't scream, I just didn't even know what to do.
The man shoots Dylan twice, right in front of Shasta. She has lost everything.
He came up to me and was crying. He said it was an accident, he didn't mean to. I didn't know what the first shot was, but I knew that the second time was on purpose. He said that he did it so that Dylan wouldn't have to feel pain.
She has just had to watch another brother get killed, and now the deranged man forces her to help him move Dylan's body onto a tarp.
That's a whole lot of trauma right there, boy. Shawty don't need some therapy. Shawty gonna need some therapy. She watched her brother get killed, right? Yeah, that's different right there. That's a different type of trauma.
Dylan and Shasta were helping each other to go
that type
on.
Of pain, I don't know.
The little girl is left all alone.
I wouldn't know what to say. I'm not. Forget all that saying to her. It's gonna be okay. I hate when people say that. Just let people grieve, bro. All that, it's gonna be okay. This is just let people grieve, bro. You know what I'm saying? You never been through that, bro. So you don't know how this lady feeling. I don't even know what to say to you. Honestly, I don't know what to say to you. I can't say it's gonna be okay. I can't say brighter days. I don't know what to say. People with that, bro, I just let people grieve. I don't say nothing. The best thing y'all can do when it comes to a person that's really grieving is shut up. That's the best thing people can do. People don't want to hear, oh, it's going to be okay. Yeah, brighter days coming. They don't want to hear all that talking. Sometimes people just want people to listen. Sometimes people just want people to just shut up and listen. Let them cry, bro. Let them feel the pain. Let them hurt. You feel me? Nigga don't want you to keep talking, bro. Shut up. Just be quiet, bro. You feel me? I don't even know what to say to this girl, bro. Keep it real with you. I just let her cry. If I was a therapist, I just let her cry. I don't know what to say.
No 8-year-old should ever have to go through.
I was just confused, and I remember, I think for about a week I just didn't talk. I couldn't talk. I couldn't say anything. I was just frozen.
6 weeks since the kidnapping, Shasta's captor decides to move her to a different campsite. At first, they were in a remote spot where no one could see or hear them, but after her brother's murder, he takes her to a lower point on the mountain. As she's chained up inside the tent, she can even see people passing nearby. Shasta is desperate to escape, but the man continues to threaten her. She knows he will kill her if she tries to get the attention of the strangers, so she stays silent. One night, even after Shasta has been following all of his orders, he decides that he needs her gone.
He was just like, you have the choice to be strangled or you have the choice to be shot like your brother, and that one's gonna be quicker. I felt like if I had chose the strangulation, that I might have a chance to talk him out of what he was doing.
The man puts a rope around Shasta's neck and begins to pull. After losing her family and going through nearly 2 months of torture, she almost gives up.
I kind of remember seeing my mom's face. I heard her voice, and then I started to see white, and then everything kind of came back.
Even after they're gone, Shasta's family helps give her the strength to keep fighting, but her captor is strangling her, and she has to come up with an idea fast.
I had worked up enough breath to say, please don't, Jet.
Jet is the man's nickname that he told the kids about. Shasta's last attempt to survive is to manipulate her captor, the man who took her entire family away, by relying on his emotional attachment to her.
I noticed that when I would use that name with him, it would soften a little bit, it would soften him. And he's like, what did you say? He started crying, and he was like, I can't do this.
Shasta convinces him to let go and allow her to live at least a little longer. Even after he just tried to kill her, she continues to build their relationship in hopes that it will help her survive.
Anytime me going home was brought up, I would tell him, no, I don't want to go. I want to stay here with you. He'd be like, really? You could tell that it was starting to catch him off guard a little bit.
It's July 2nd, 2005, 7 weeks since the kidnapping. After gradually getting her abductor to open up to her, Shasta finally sees a real chance to get home.
He basically sat me down and asked if I would be his kid and I would stay with him, that I would call him Dad.
He's like, I want to take you to meet my mom. Would you meet her? And I had said yes.
The little girl is inching closer to the possibility of being back in an area with people around who might notice her, but she knows she has to do more to make sure she's seen in public.
And I said, can you take me to where I grew up? I want to show you where I went to school, and I want to show you where my best friend lives. I want to show you all these places that are important to me because you're important to me. And he was like, yeah, of course, I would love to.
Almost 2 months after Dylan and Shasta Groney disappeared, Shasta has her kidnapper drive her right back to Coeur d'Alene, even stopping at a convenience store, praying that someone will notice her and intervene. Police get a tip, but not until the manager reviews the security footage to identify Shasta after they have left the store.
I remember just holding on to hope, but still feeling like there wasn't going to be any.
The man asks if she is hungry. Knowing there will probably be people that would see her where they eat, Shasta says yes, and they go to the Denny's restaurant in Coeur d'Alene.
As I was walking in, I noticed that my missing persons poster was right there. There was this guy standing outside, and he was with his friends, and he nodded his head, and I nodded my head, and he went up to the counter and made it kind of seem like he was conversating with one of the waitresses, and then I seen her look over at me.
They were my only table at the time, and I immediately recognized her. His entire world revolved around her. She didn't speak without his permission. There was something just not okay.
Waitress Amber Dean has no idea who the man with her is or what he's capable of, but she can't risk him knowing she's suspicious.
I'd spoken to my manager, said, I think we should probably call Coeur d'Alene PD. I'm pretty positive that's Shasta Groney over there. I'll pay for their meal if I'm wrong. We need to get somebody up here.
Others at the restaurant also notice the little girl, and officers finally get the call they have been waiting for months.
Bro, it's a smart little girl, boy. I ain't gonna lie, but it's a smart little girl right here, man. A whole lot of people, bro, you know what I'm saying? A whole lot of people, would have folded, bro, in her position. This little girl got this amount of courage, bro, you know what I'm saying? Bro, man, I can't do nothing but applaud this little girl, bro. I ain't lie to you, gang. For real, just, you know what I mean? Just doing that, manipulating him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because this is bro, that's why I'm like, bro, you really, Shawty, you had to have some type of, I ain't saying your family member wasn't chosen, but Shawty, something different about you, though, Shawty. You know what I'm saying? You survive out of, what makes him stop with you? This nigga killed your brother. This nigga killed your other brother, your stepdad, your mom, 2 other children before you. He was ruthless before you, but when it comes to you, he stops. So I'm just like, shot it. No cap, you gotta God. I'm sorry. Every time I go to God, God, bro. Honestly. God. You feel me? Just keeping it real with you. That's the only person that could have saved you from that was God. Other than that, who gave you all that knowledge? Who gave you all that wisdom, bro? Tell you what to say and what I say everything God. I'm sorry. Everything's God. You feel me? Everything. You feel me? So that's yeah, she made it out because of God. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's all the only person I can really say. It wasn't her. It was God. Who was giving her all that knowledge? Who was giving her all that wisdom? God, bro. God. You feel me? Y'all gotta understand, bro. A lot of y'all, bro, God get the blame from everything. One thing I realized, bro. Like, God get the blame for everything, bro. You feel me? When it comes to things bad happening in this world, do you realize, yeah, he's God, but he's not the God of the world. Like, he's not the God of this world. It's Satan that's the God of this world. God doesn't come to kill, steal, and destroy. Satan does. So every time you people be like, oh yeah, God, why you let this happen? God, why? God didn't do nothing. God made that man go kill them people. He made them do that. God, he gives us free will, bro. You feel me? God made that man go kill them people in the house. He made him. He made him go do that. It's all Satan work, but it ain't got nothing to do with God, bro. Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy. That's all Satan right there. God helped her get out. Like, God helped her, though. When it comes to good, God does nothing but good, bro. God helped her get out. That was all God right there. All God right there.
A little girl here with a tall gentleman, and she looks.
When it's good, it's God. When it's bad, that's Satan, bro. It's the devil, bro.
You know, I don't know.
Shasta can tell that they recognize her, but she still doesn't know if she'll make it out alive.
I remember thinking that he's so smart, and I was like, even if they know that I'm with him, maybe he will have an excuse and they'll just leave, and they won't think that anything was wrong.
Everyone is waiting for the police to get there, but the man is ready to leave. If he gets away with the girl, there's no telling what he'll do next. The people at Denny spring into action. Amber pretends to have problems printing the check so that he'll stay in his seat longer. Others in the restaurant position themselves so they can stop him at the door if he tries to get out. Finally, the police arrive and ask her for her name. After the little girl says who she is, they immediately take the man away and she can breathe a sigh of relief.
The whole entire restaurant started clapping. Like, they all knew who I was. They all knew that I was a missing person, and like it was kind of like they all played a factor into
Sky, bro.
Before they even leave the Denny's, Shasta tells the police that the man with her is the one who killed her family and abducted her. He is 42-year-old Joseph Duncan, a level 3 sex offender. He was only 15 years old when his first sex crime was recorded. In 2004, he was charged with molesting a boy in Minnesota, and he is currently a fugitive after borrowing $15,000 for bail and leaving town.
So you've been a demon ever since 15. So you've been a demon. You was a demon since birth. You know what I mean? That nigga been a demon.
Investigate the car Duncan had been driving, which was stolen. They find a shotgun, along with video equipment with recordings of Dylan and Shasta while he was holding them captive. Shasta is finally safe, but Dylan is nowhere to be found. Duncan immediately goes silent, and officers can't get any information from him. They have to turn to the little girl. She immediately opens up, revealing what happened to her brother. She goes on to explain the unimaginable horrors that she and Dylan went through over the past 7 weeks.
The thought of an 8-year-old girl having to observe this and then having to relive it to an investigator after the fact is just amazing to me. She witnessed things that grown people would be traumatized for the rest of their lives and never be able to speak about.
Shasta finds an incredible amount of strength to tell her story, and she even reveals the information that Duncan told her about other murders.
I remembered everything, and then when I was found, I told the investigators what he had told me.
Joseph Duncan eventually confesses, telling the police that he hunted his targets. He drove around and used a GPS to mark houses with children where he could possibly stop. He happened to drive by the Groney house, and he saw Shasta and Dylan playing in the yard. He studied the house and family for days, preparing for the night of the attack.
I remember him telling me that he was able to get the dog to come to him, and he gave her treats and stuff and like befriended our pit bull so that when he did come into the house to do what he was going to do, there was not that type of issue to get in the way.
He had thought about everything to make sure that he was going to commit the perfect crime.
At the trial, the jury has to watch video that Duncan himself recorded of what he did to the kids. The footage shows the horrifying extent of his brutality.
I think it's probably the single most disturbing piece of evidence, disturbing thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
While the video is extremely disturbing, it is the absolute key piece of evidence prosecutors can use to send Joseph Duncan to death row.
It's October 16th, 2006. Joseph Duncan pleads guilty to 3 counts of kidnapping and 3 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of Brenda, Mark, and Slade. He receives 3 life sentences. He later pleads guilty to 10 federal charges in connection to the kidnapping and sexual assault of Shasta and Dylan, and the murder of Dylan. He is sentenced to death.
31 years of being involved in the criminal justice system, I have never met a more evil person than Joseph Duncan.
He is sent to federal prison in Terre Haute, Indiana, and he is on death row until March 28, 2021, when he dies from brain cancer. Shasta is finally free of the monster, and she begins the long healing journey. The community comes together to celebrate her late brother Slade's birthday.
He was just a really good brother to me, and that he was really sweet to people. Happy birthday, and tell Mom, Dylan, and Mark I love them and stuff, and hopefully we'll get to see them again.
Shasta tries to move on with her life, but after all that she went through at such a young age, growing up isn't easy.
I was happy to be in a safe place, but there was still that part of me that's like, well, what if this happens again?
Fighting severe PTSD, Shasta hates being recognized everywhere and going to therapy all the time.
I just wanted to be a normal teenage girl. There was still court stuff going on with Joseph Duncan. There was still counseling that I had to do, and I didn't feel good about myself or the person that I was. So I think that all kind of pushed me over the edge.
Shasta turns to drugs and alcohol to try to escape. She spends her early teenage years in a correctional facility where she meets other girls who had been through similar experiences with substance abuse.
The judge was very honest with me, and she's like, Shasta, I feel like you do have a lot of help you can give people, and I feel like you're way better than what you're being.
She begins to turn her life around after having kids and meeting her husband, who is related to Sammy Jo White and Carmen Cubias, the half-sisters from Seattle that Joseph Duncan also...
How is this like a cool... Look, like, bro, what you see how God just worked, bro? That is crazy. Like,
what? Confessed to killing.
For a long time, like, I always had this feeling that I could not have kids, but he's not gonna steal the fact that I can bring children into this world.
Things happen for a reason, I feel, and I believe in, like, my youngest son, had I never met his dad, you know, he wouldn't be here, and how just things like that work. It was supposed to happen like that.
Shasta now focuses on all the support she's gotten from people she's met because of what happened to her.
I still keep in contact with the guy that I made eye contact with outside of the restaurant. His name's Nick Chapman. A couple of the other investigators and officers that worked on my case, they brought me to their house and I met their kids. They completely made my life so much easier. They allowed me to be a kid when I felt like I couldn't.
With the life she has built and all the love she has around her, she knows it's important to look forward and not let her abuser dictate her life.
I don't hate him for the things that he's done. I forgive him, actually. If I don't forgive him, then he's going to control my life. I want him to know that I'm doing good things with my life, too, so that he knows that he doesn't control my life and that he doesn't affect me anymore.
Today, Shasta enjoys spending time with her family, and she hopes to be a counselor so she can use her experience to support others who have gone through hard times.
I know that I lived for a reason, and I know that there's a reason that I'm on this planet still, and that I know that I'm here to help other people. If there's anybody in the world right now that's being abused and they hear that I'm giving up, what would that do for them?
Man, killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, man. Like I said, man, I appreciate y'all for watching this video, man. Like I said, y'all be safe out there, man. You feel me? Wherever you are, but just be safe. Be on all 10, man. If y'all got children, look after your children, bro, from dudes like this, bro, because there's dudes like this walking around this earth today. You know what I mean? So make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on like a video if y'all want to go see my other true crime reactions. Y'all can do that as well, man.